I see you there, and I know exactly what brought you to this video today. You're over 50, and things just aren't working the way they used to, are they? Maybe you've noticed that your erections aren't as strong as they once were, or perhaps they're not lasting as long as you'd like. You might be feeling frustrated, embarrassed, or even worried that this is just your new reality. I want you to know that you're not alone in this struggle, and more importantly, you're not powerless against it. The truth is, what you're experiencing is incredibly common. Studies show that over 40% of men over 50 deal with some form of erectile dysfunction, and that number climbs to nearly 70% by age 70. But here's what most men don't realize, and what most doctors won't tell you. This isn't just about aging. Your body isn't broken, and you don't necessarily need expensive medications or invasive procedures to get your confidence back. What if I told you there's one specific exercise that can dramatically improve your erection quality, and it has nothing to do with pills, pumps, or procedures? This exercise works by targeting the root cause of most erectile issues in men over 50. And the best part is, you can do it right in your own home with no equipment whatsoever. I'm about to share with you the exact exercise that has helped thousands of my patients regain their sexual confidence and performance. But first, you need to understand why this problem happens in the first place, because once you understand the real cause, the solution will make perfect sense. Before we dive deeper, let me introduce myself properly. I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and I've spent over 15 years specializing in men's health and sexual wellness. I've worked with thousands of men just like you, men who thought their best days were behind them, only to discover that with the right approach, they could reclaim their vitality and confidence. What I'm about to share with you isn't some internet fad or unproven theory. This is based on solid medical research and real-world results I've witnessed in my practice. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. When was the last time you felt truly confident in the bedroom? When was the last time you didn't worry about whether your body would cooperate with your desires? If you're watching this video, chances are it's been too long. But here's something that might surprise you. The solution isn't as complicated as the pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe. If you're finding value in what I'm sharing, and you want to stay updated on more evidence-based health solutions like this one, I'd love to have you as part of our community here. Just click that subscribe button below this video, and you'll be the first to know when I release new content that can help transform your health. Here's what most men don't realize about erectile dysfunction after 50. It's rarely just about testosterone levels or blood flow issues, though those play a role. The real culprit is something much more fundamental, something that affects every aspect of your physical performance, not just your sexual health. And the amazing thing is, once you address this root cause, you'll likely notice improvements in other areas of your life too. So what is this root cause that's affecting your erections and potentially your entire quality of life? It's something called pelvic floor dysfunction. Now, before you think this only affects women, let me stop you right there. Men have a pelvic floor too, and it's absolutely crucial for sexual function. Your pelvic floor muscles are like a hammock that supports all your pelvic organs, including your bladder, bowel, and yes, the structures responsible for erections. Here's what happens as we age, and why it's particularly problematic after 50. These muscles naturally weaken over time due to decreased physical activity, prolonged sitting, stress, and hormonal changes. When your pelvic floor muscles are weak, they can't properly support blood flow to the penis or maintain the pressure needed for strong, lasting erections. Think of it like trying to fill a balloon with a hole in it. No matter how much air you pump in, it just won't stay firm. But here's the fascinating part that will blow your mind. Strengthening these muscles doesn't just improve erections. My patients regularly report better bladder control, reduced back pain, improved posture, and even better orgasms. One patient told me it was like rediscovering his body all over again at age 62. The science backs this up completely. Studies show that pelvic floor exercises can improve erectile function in up to 75% of men who practice them consistently. Now, you might be thinking you know what I'm going to recommend, traditional Kegel exercises, right? Well, that's where most people get it wrong. Standard Kegels are just the beginning. The exercise I'm about to show you is far more effective because it targets not just the pelvic floor, but the entire kinetic chain that supports sexual function. The number one exercise that will transform your erections after 50 is called the Deep Core Pelvic Bridge. This isn't your typical bridge exercise that you might do at the gym. This is a specialized movement that I've refined over years of working with patients, and it simultaneously engages your pelvic floor, deep core muscles, glutes, and the entire posterior chain that supports sexual function. Why is this so much more effective than regular Kegels? Because erections aren't just about squeezing one set of muscles. They require coordination between multiple muscle groups, proper blood flow, and neurological activation. The Deep Core Pelvic Bridge addresses all of these components in one powerful movement. It's like upgrading from a bicycle to a sports car. Both will get you there, but one will do it with far more power and efficiency. Here's something that will really grab your attention. I had a 58-year-old patient who had been struggling with erectile dysfunction for 3 years. He tried everything: pills, pumps, even considered injections. After just 6 weeks of doing this exercise daily, he reported the strongest erections he'd had in over a decade. His wife actually thanked me at his follow-up appointment. That's the kind of transformation I see regularly with this technique. The beauty of the Deep Core Pelvic Bridge is that it works on multiple levels. First, it strengthens your pelvic floor muscles directly. Second, it improves blood circulation to the entire pelvic region. Third, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is essential for sexual arousal and response. And fourth, it builds the core stability that supports better posture and confidence, which affects how you feel about yourself both in and out of the bedroom. Now let me walk you through exactly how to perform the Deep Core Pelvic Bridge. First, lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Place your arms at your sides for stability. Here's the crucial part that most people miss. Before you even start moving, you need to engage your deep core. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, gently draw your navel toward your spine while simultaneously lifting your pelvic floor muscles. Think of it as trying to stop the flow of urine while pulling your belly button inward. Once you have that connection, slowly lift your hips off the ground, creating a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. But here's where this becomes different from a regular bridge. At the top position, hold for 3 seconds while maintaining that deep core and pelvic floor engagement. This isn't just about holding your breath. You should be able to breathe normally while keeping those muscles active. Then slowly lower back down, taking twice as long to descend as you did to lift up. The progression is absolutely critical for success. Start with just 5 repetitions, holding for 3 seconds each. Do this once daily for the first week. In week 2, increase to 8 repetitions. By week 3, aim for 10 repetitions and you can start holding for 5 seconds at the top. Here's what will surprise you. After just 2 weeks, most of my patients notice improved morning erections. That's your body's way of telling you the exercise is working. For maximum effectiveness, I recommend doing this exercise at the same time each day, preferably in the morning when your testosterone levels are naturally higher. And here's a pro tip that accelerates results. Combine this with deep diaphragmatic breathing throughout the day to maintain that mind-muscle connection. Let's talk about what you can realistically expect and when. Within the first 2 weeks, as I mentioned, you'll likely notice stronger morning erections and improved bladder control. By week 4, most men report firmer erections during intimacy and better endurance. But here's where it gets really exciting. By week 8, you should experience what I call the confidence cascade. This is when the physical improvements start boosting your mental confidence, which in turn enhances your sexual performance even further. I want to share one more success story that perfectly illustrates this timeline. Mark, a 54-year-old engineer, came to me completely defeated. His marriage was suffering, and he felt like he was losing his identity as a man. After following this exact protocol for 8 weeks, he told me he felt like he was 35 again. His wife confirmed that their intimacy had returned to levels they hadn't experienced in years. But what impressed me most was how his overall confidence had improved. He was standing taller, speaking with more authority at work, and genuinely enjoying life again. Now let me address some concerns you might have. First, what if you have a bad back or knee issues? The beauty of this exercise is that it's completely adaptable. You can start with smaller ranges of motion, use a pillow under your lower back for support, or even perform a modified version against a wall. Second, what if you're not seeing results immediately? Remember, your pelvic floor muscles have likely been weakened for years or even decades. Just like rebuilding any muscle group, it takes time and patience. Some men see improvements in days, others need a full month. Both scenarios are completely normal. Here's something that might surprise you about the research behind this technique. A study published in the International Journal of Impotence Research followed 124 men over 6 months. Those who performed targeted pelvic floor exercises like the Deep Core Pelvic Bridge showed a 68% improvement in erectile function scores, compared to just 16% in the control group. Even more impressive, 40% of the exercise group reported complete restoration of normal erectile function. These aren't just feel-good stories. This is hard science. Here's something crucial I need you to understand. Consistency is everything. This isn't a magic pill that works overnight. It's a proven system that requires your commitment. But think about it this way. You're investing just 5 minutes a day to potentially transform one of the most important aspects of your life. Compare that to the cost and side effects of medications, and this is a no-brainer. Plus, unlike pharmaceuticals, the benefits of this exercise continue to compound over time, making you stronger and more resilient with each passing week. Before we wrap up, I want to give you 3 additional power tips that can accelerate your results. First, perform this exercise on an empty stomach when possible. It enhances the mind-muscle connection. Second, visualize blood flowing to your pelvic region during each repetition. Sounds silly, but the mind-body connection is incredibly powerful. Third, track your progress in a simple journal. Note your energy levels, morning erections, and overall confidence. You'll be amazed at how motivating it is to see your progress on paper. Now, I've given you the exact exercise that has helped thousands of men reclaim their sexual confidence. But remember, this is just one piece of the puzzle. If you want access to my complete men's health protocol, including nutrition strategies that support testosterone production, stress management techniques that boost libido, and advanced exercises for even faster results, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and watch for my upcoming videos. Your journey to better health and renewed confidence starts right now with that first Deep Core Pelvic Bridge. Don't wait. Your future self will thank you for taking action today.